Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today, I want to give you guys some breaking news that's going down right now while also giving y'all a little update on the price, as I think we have some very good insights on how to make money in the crypto market right frickin' now. And as you guys all remember, make sure you press that like button if you are enjoying these daily, honest crypto news videos. As at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is hopefully make your crypto journey a little bit more enjoyable, not trying to get anything out of you. So all you have to do is press that like button if you enjoy them. That's basically it. All right, having said that, a quick little update on the markets before we move over into our Ripple XRP, mostly centered news for today. So what we generally speak and see here is the decline for both Bitcoin and XRP, like I already described before and mostly predicted as well. So what I described to you all is how we should short XRP at exactly this level, which was pretty juicy, and short Bitcoin at about 45,000, which was nearly perfect, not amazing, but pretty good. And I told you all yesterday as well, as long as we don't get confirmation on both of these pairs, there's no reversal. There's no we're going to buy in. Now today, and this is funny, Bitcoin's price was actually right here at about 42.7 thousand. It shot up like crazy, and many people were in my DM saying, I just opened the craziest long position. I'm going to make a lot of freaking money. I'm going to go long, blah, blah, blah. And I told everybody that DM me that, you sure about that? Once more, guys, I told you all, if you're going to open such a position over on platforms like Bybit, of which a link is down below because you get a crazy bonus if you use the link down below, only do so if you got yourself confirmation. Write that on your freaking forehead. These videos are not financial advice, but they are logical. I would state that any person who makes such a rational or irrational decision to open up a long position without waiting for the proper confirmations is foolish trading. So, for example, how we spot those, right, is if you look at the chart on the top left here, the XP versus US dollar on the 1 day, what we're seeing is we made a pretty nice top here, and actually we're facing some resistance at the 200 EMA here. You can see was a pretty big resistance for itself. Fell back down, bounced off of the 50 EMA before coming back up. Right now, we can see this as a little bit of a bullish pennant. Unfortunately, my computer is a little bit too slow to make this a very enjoyable experience for ourselves. However, we can see it as a symmetrical triangle, or a bullish pennant, depending on how far we want to kind of stretch our theory right here, that we're looking to potentially break out from here on the short term already. Again, a breakout towards the downside would not be too crazy. However, a breakout to the upside is more likely. And if we do break out, again, we're going to look for a breakout candle, which again would be green. Hopefully you guys get it by now. Green candle with a confirming candle afterwards, and hopefully also actually break above 86 or so cents, as that's also our longer lasting resistance line here that we breached above for a little bit. But again, since we did not even get confirmation above there, nor the confirmation above the EMA 200, our long position should not have been open. We should still be in the short as of right now. We are facing some critical support at about, between the EMA 50 and the 77.77 or whatever cent mark, as we clearly stated before. And right now it looks that we're going to basically bounce from that again. But just stay cautious right now, as again, logically speaking, we still should have a short open, but because we're at a kind of a point right now where it could shoot either side, I would say stand still, look for the breakout towards either side and react accordingly. All right, having said that, on the Bitcoin chart, things are actually very interesting right now because, again, we called out for the basically the rejection of the $45,000 barrier or level, or actually from a different perspective, it's basically at this little Fibonacci level at about $44.8 thousand. But I don't know why this is happening all the time. It keeps reloading for some reason. The computer's doing fine, but then for some reason, TradingView itself just wants to keep reloading. I wanted to say right now we're facing some very interesting price action as we again are bouncing off of this Fibonacci level here at about 42.1 thousand, which again we basically marked as our resistance level previously. Right now we're bouncing off that, and I'm wondering as well, when exactly do we open the long position again? Because most logically would actually be if we bounce off of 41,000 right there, get ourselves a bullish engulfing candle like we basically saw for XRP, and they get a confirming candle. And I have a lot of theory to back this up, but for today, I think this is good enough to just kind of put some back thought into. Just very simple price analysis, just very simply looking at what's going on right there. A couple of people in the comment section were calling out fractals. Fractals is, again, a very broad theory, which, again, does not necessarily work in practice. What I'm showing you guys here is very highly accurate, works like a charm almost every single time. The thing is with it, you just don't have that many trades. But I would rather be efficient and good over having a large quantity of trades, because there's just a different sort of trader that you are. You can definitely have a 40% win rate and still make a ton of money. Why? Because every single time you do win, you make way more money. Or you can be a very efficient trader where, for example, 10 bucks need to be ticked before you open one. You have, for example, a high percentage yield basically per trade, but you only trade, for example, twice a month. Could definitely be so. There's not necessarily one better than the other. I personally think it's all about maximizing basically whatever you're good at. And maximizing the profit that way. And I personally think this is what I like the most because it has the highest certainty to do well. We based on a couple of different factors, but this is like the broader theory that's easy to follow. As I stated before, you can look up fractals, still might not work. You can look up broader theory, which is, for example, you actually backtest your strategy for a longer time. Works like a charm in FX. People swear by it. Yet I've also spoken to 25-year veterans who say, nope, it's not actually true. It's very difficult. And from that perspective as well, I just go with the flow with whatever works, and it's worked for months and months and years, I guess, by this point. It's crazy how we've been doing this for so many years straight, and it still feels like we're early. Or I should say, we still feels like we've been doing it for a little. Yeah, so my dumbass could not speak for a little second. I meant to say it still feels like I'm completely new to it all, even though I've been doing it for years and years. It's pretty crazy. But in the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit, just a quick little transition, a lot of things happened. So James Fillon shared that the SEC's motion for extension was granted a little while ago. Fun fact, I was actually looking into BlockFi a little while ago. If you don't know what it is, don't have to care really. But basically what went on right now is that James Fillon just shared a little update over on his Twitter that apparently they got a cease and desist letter from the SEC. They're basically this lending platform as far as I know as well. All right, again, so the MacBook is definitely going to get the beating later today, once we're alone in the room. But so it says here, BlockFi, for your information, below is a copy of the SEC order instituting cease and desist proceedings against BlockFi. Fun fact, I swear to you all, let's say about 5 hours ago, I was actually sitting behind my little desk here, my gamer chair, which is a really fun story. And I was thinking, you know what? Should I actually start working with BlockFi? Should I actually put some money into that? Should I think about it? And I was honestly just going over the website, looking into different things, looking into different options. I was reading their entire, their documentation, basically. And then funny enough, about 2 hours later, there's a cease and desist letter. Out of all the days, isn't it funny that the only day I look at this freaking BlockFi thing, there's a lawsuit straight after it? Which is kind of a little fun piece of information. But I got to do a little bit more research into exactly what they are on about. I don't honestly know. It's about the Ripple v. SEC loss that I wanted to showcase, and then this came inside the way. Because I've been kind of connecting the dots on a lot of different things over the last couple of days here, weeks, I guess. So one thing that we, for example, saw was the big Coinbase ad for the Super Bowl today. Everybody got crazy hyped because of that, and I understand. I understand that people were hyped. But, all right, so without further ado, what basically happened with Library is this. At last minute, the SEC wants to pause our court case for another 8 weeks to collect more evidence. Case has already been open for 196 weeks. We've complied every step of the way, providing over 1 million pages of documents. These people are evil. How to help? Sign up for the change.org, but don't donate money here. Use Library and encourage others to do so. Easiest way is Odyssey. So that basically came after they've been in this loss for 196 weeks. And again, kind of, I guess in compliment to the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit, they all of a sudden were thinking, you know what? We actually don't know what the frick we're doing. We're just trying something out right here. We figured out we can't really go on. So, you know what? Let's pause it up for 8 weeks, Give us 2 months to look actually for something that you're doing wrong. It's like saying, hey, this guy did something to me. The police is like, what did he do? Oh, wait a minute. Give me a couple weeks to think about it. It's like, wait a minute. I thought he did something to you already, What exactly? I don't know yet. I have to think about that. Yeah. I just want to bring him to court, though. Right? And the police take him serious. They're like, you know what? Okay, let's put him in handcuffs. And a couple months go by. They're like, so what exactly did he do to you? How exactly did he hurt you? I don't know yet. Let me think. Come on. That's kind of what's going on right here. At least that's how it feels to me. It's funny. And I kind of feel as if in a certain way, right? A lot of the SEC delays also have to do with this. And a lot of the additional documents we've read over the while have kind of coincided with exactly that story, which is just they don't really understand fully what they can put Ripple on, what exactly they can catch him on with, or whatever. And so they just keep trying some stuff, but nothing seems to work. So they just keep trying, and it looks pretty silly by now. All right, so Empower Oversight came out with another little tweet. New, government motion asks judge for an extra week to answer our Freedom of Information Act suit without producing a single page from what the SEC has already located. Empower Oversight would have agreed to an extension if the SEC provided some documents by now, but the SEC claims it is unable to release documents today. which again, at the end of the day, don't actually make sense. It's pretty stupid, but it kind of coincides with the story, like I just told you. They just keep delaying. They just keep making things up, and it makes no sense. It seems like freaking dumbass delaying for absolutely no purpose. If it was like we have to delay because we're so busy for the proper okay, you know what? And as Empower Oversight just said, would it be happy to delay things if they were just honestly trying their best, trying some stuff, and gave us something to work with? But they're basically saying, you know what? We ain't giving you jack shizzle, and wait for it if you want some. And the judge is most likely going to be like, okay, you know, you want to wait even more? You want to take even longer with all the stuff that's so freaking urgent? No worries, I got time. All right. Ripple's APEC policy director audio can be used as a neutral bridge for CBDCs. I have a full story about that, but I guess my video kind of took a different shift, as I had a different plan at the start when I was basically getting into this video. You know, of course, whenever I do an update, crypto news video, I go over, I check out all the articles I want to talk about, do some due diligence, do some digging, and I pile up a lot of different articles that I think are juicy for you guys that I need to kind of build a story about. And then at some point, I sometimes keep one article in there that I think maybe I want to shift the story that way. And here was one that I thought might be interesting to kind of link things together with. But it mostly boiled down to, or comes down to the fact that Ripple's expanding like crazy. We keep talking funny enough about this lawsuit, right? But it's such a small part of what Ripple really does or is going for themselves. It is, then again, in contrary to the before stated fact, it is a very big part for the XRP price. And that's the most fun part about it all, I would say. The SEC coming at Ripple saying you sold investment contracts, when in reality, we can't call the SEC's actions real manipulation that's, you know, malicious or anything like that, because we just can't officially prove anything like that because they're just trying to, you know, file for justice. But at the end of the day, it is what happened, and it's the most ironic thing out of it all. The fact that the SEC came in and they've manipulated the price more than Ripple has ever done. And it's fun to see how Ripple is actually doing properly. And again, they didn't ask for a preliminary indictment, whatever, preliminary judgment or whatever the name is for that, where they basically made it so that Ripple had to stop selling right now. Because again, Ripple is freaking selling on us every single week or every single month or whatever. They're not doing anything about that. And my earlier story, guys, related back to this. So if you're familiar with the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit, you're really familiar. You'd most likely know a lot about the connections between the Ethereum Foundation, Jay Clayton, One River asset management firm. You gotta know the connections. If you are familiar with the case, you probably also understand that the SEC had a subpoena by the SEC. Coinbase had a subpoena by the SEC because they wanted to go for a lending product. Everything kind of links back to Ethereum in some way, shape, or form. Let's read. Coinbase apparently partnered with One River Asset Management to offer separately managed accounts. It's kind of funny how now the Coinbase and kind of like their, not enemies, but the One River is now also coming together. It's kind of interesting. And then all of a sudden, Coinbase got a crazy push for themselves. They're doing really well in terms of the Super Bowl, guys. Coinbase went from 186th place to second in the App Store after its Super Bowl ad. The Block Research basically crashed after the ad. I told you guys before, their ad was pretty stupid in terms of what it really did, but it was very controversial, and that's exactly what you look for in an ad, right? You don't care about good, bad publicity. You want publicity, period. So they did a really good job. Everybody's talking about it over on Twitter. Many people found it really bad. Some people, other people saw it as one of the best ads in history. I don't care, honestly, because it's not my company, so I literally care 0%. All I care about is the exposure of crypto, and they did a good job, you know. So props to them. Props for getting so high up in the App Store. There's a difference between people downloading the app, though, and looking the app up and actually buying crypto, though. But I think in due time it will come. And yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer, you know, the entire what do you call it, Super Bowl. But it was not bad. It was not bad. I'm definitely not let down. So, guys, that was it for our little connection session right here. I have so much more to share with the Coinbase, how it kind of plays into the whole scheme of things. But I think this is enough information for y'all's brains right now. You know, take it in as you please. And I'm gonna see y'all later in a little video that's coming out today, most likely. All right, adios, amigos. See y'all later.